All right. So I did a couple of streams last night because the first one my internet died, and then I came back. Even watched an episode of Defenders of the Realm and Mortal Kombat Legacy, Cyrax, and Sector episode from season 1, which was really cool. And then it made me sad at how great MK used to be. But anyway, so we'll talk about Takeda in this video, right? Because, like, the character... Now, listen, I don't give a shit what anyone says. Like, people were telling me, oh, it's just the lighting. No, dude, this dude, either he has scars under his face or he's, like, older than what his voice sounds. He sounds like a teenager, right? But you can clearly see, and you'll see in other shots as well, that he's actually got, like wrinkly type lines. Like, he's way older than what he sounds, right? Then you find out today, which will be another video, that he's actually the cousin of Tenchi now instead of his son, right? So, and I can't put my finger on it, but I just don't, like, I'm sure he'll be fun. Like, you can see the wrinkles there, by the way. I'm sure he'll be fun, right? And I'm sure all the people that just jizz all over MK10 and say it's the best Mortal Kombat game ever, right? Be happy, because let's be honest, like, he was the best combat kid. He still is the best combat kid. Like, nobody gives a shit about Jackie or Cassie, unless they make Cassie like that wrestler, you know, sort of like her first sort of envisioning of the character, where she was like kind of like this hot looking wrestler, right? Or Kung Jin, you know, which they started shoehorning in all the gay crap with that, right? You know they did. So I'm sure he's fine, right? And I think his gear piece, like, some people were saying, oh, his gear piece is his actual, like, you know, his whips, right? Because they posted like a picture like that, and then they posted this picture with Johnny, and it's like, see, it's different color. No, it's just reflective of the environment, right? I'm assuming his gear piece will probably be his headband and his mask. I'm assuming it'll probably be either one or both. One or the other or both, right? And as a character, he looks serviceable. Looks like he's got a lot of special moves. He's got some Spider-Man shit where he can, like, literally hook up into the sky, even if there's nothing there on the stage, which is whatever, right? You know, because we can't talk about that sort of realism, but remember, women won't show up to a fight in a bikini. Anyway, so he looks fine. He looks serviceable. His voice does not suit how he actually looks under the mask. So that kind of, like, is annoying. And yeah, we'll talk about the cameos in a minute, right? The couple of changes that they've done. Because Boone already talked about this. You'll notice too that some of his special moves involving the whips actually light up with kind of like a flamey / plasma feel, right? And I'm assuming that's probably leaning into, you know, perhaps like maybe the plasma sword type stuff. Because remember, he had the plasma swords as a variation. And they obviously aren't being shown here. So unless they're part of a fatality, maybe they've just gone, nah, this is just crap. This is kind of a little bit dumb. So we're just going to have it just as kind of like an effect lighting up as part of the, you know, the whips themselves. He's got his caltrops. Yeah, like he's fine. Like he's serviceable. But I never cared for the Kombat Kids. I never cared for MK10. So obviously this character is going to be a lot more exciting for some than others, right? Like if this was a noob trailer, you know, and he was badass, then I'd be a lot more excited. But something feels off. And I've talked about this before. And I think as the game continually goes on further and further, it's the speed. It's the speed of the game in the way that combos are executed. It's very slow to a degree. Very clunky. Like, right? Choppy animation and stuff like that. And I think you can kind of see it with his attacks. It kind of, when they hit, right? I've noticed this too. Like when they hit, they kind of like jit, jit. Like as soon as it hits the other person, it's like jit, right? It's just, I don't know. It's really bizarre. Anyway, that's just like nitpicking. But again, I've always talked about NRS and the animation. There you go. You can see he does his little Spider-Man Yagade, right? And then he's got like another move where he can, like, if he's up in the air, obviously, I'm assuming it can be part of any jump, not just once he's done his little Spider-Man Yagade, right? He can then like grab you and pull down, right? Which is fine, you know. But again, like, keep in mind, like, this is going to be yet another character in another broken game. You're going to tie this with some spaz cameo, and then it's going to be, you know, the same song and dance again, where you get online and some sweaty individual thinking that he's going to get sex if he does like a 400 damage combo in front of his girlfriend is going to be vying for this sort of outcome every single time, right? Every single time. Now, he looks fine. He looks crisp. Some people were saying it looks like a superhero suit, like a bodysuit, in the comments in the stream last night. By the way, this pile driver that he does, this one here, that's the pile driver that Scorpion does at the end of his fatal blow. Right? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know Ninja Clan that does pile drivers. I don't know any Ninja Clans, by the way, just for those people out there that are on the tism, you know, that think I'm being literal. But I'm just saying it's not... Anyway. Right. So... so he's okay. But I tell you what, man, it's been a long journey. It's been a long road to get to this point. Right? And what's interestingly enough is that we didn't get no Farah in this trailer either. Like, she was not being used as a cameo at all. Not even a little bit. And the reason for that is because they were showcasing the new moves, like Sector just there with the 2 rockets being shot, right? They were showcasing changes that they had made to cameos because they think that these changes are going to be somehow like the most amazing thing ever conceived, right? So if we see over here, right, where Cage has got Frosty Poos, right, she puts up a, or maybe he was using Frost, right, Takeda. He puts up, like, she puts up a wall, right? So you can create your own corner. Now, is there a distance that you can create this corner from the actual corner? That's my first question. The second thing is that, like, well, because it doesn't last super long, but what's the cooldown? Is it a full tick, full circle tick? Is it half a circle tick, right? And the thing is though, that, like, you know how annoying Sento is with Kenshi, right? End up being a fucking ping pong ball sandwich, right? Could you imagine, like, being pinned inside now an erected wall, Trump's wall, if you will, right? Frost can now build Trump's wall, just like that. Being pinned between the actual wall, like the corner, and now a fabricated corner, and then just being bounced around inside of that. Yeah, NetherRealm, you're fucking shit, right? Now I do like the fact of, like, a lot of his moves are tied around with his blade whips. I think they're cool. That's fine, right? But I don't overly care. And I was saying this in the stream too, right? Ermac and Quan Chi were heavily involved in the story. So where does this dude fit? Is he going to be heavily featured in the story DLC? Like, why just stick him in there for no reason? Like, there has to be, like, the guest characters, I can understand. It's all marketing. It's all tying up with, you know, the release of the next seasons or shows, right? And again, these characters obviously were built. The guest characters were obviously built for Injustice. That's a given. They're superheroes, right? So, you know, and when they bring out Kombat Pack 2 and they got those stupid guest characters in there, whatever they end up being, it's going to be fairly obvious. Fairly obvious. the stark difference between the first Combat Pack guest characters and the second Combat Pack guest characters, because the second Combat Pack guest characters are probably going to be more in line with probably what stuff they've done similarly in the past, which is like more horror theme type stuff, because, you know, fucking horror movies and shit. I don't like horror movies, you know? I don't care for that crap. So he's serviceable, right? You know, his special moves look fine. You know, his fatality was actually pretty on point for what, you know, the character would do. You know, it's very simple. Just wrap him up, spin him out. You know, that was very simple and effective. I actually like that. So, you know, I prefer that for fatalities. You know, it's sort of like really brutal and shocking, and it also makes you laugh, right? She's got, oh my god. You know, that's the sort of reaction I like, right? Because it's kind of ridiculous. But he looks older than his voice sounds, so that throws me off. You know, I've already seen it. I've already covered it. All the degenerates out there are going to be showcasing. I think I did it in the Total MK video. All the degenerates out there are going to be showcasing his ass everywhere, because, you know, we know what nether woke are like. You know, they love their bum on the men. You know, I feel highly uncomfortable as Reiko, you know, doing the pile driver with characters like Omni-Man, which they purposely made his ass caked up. It's fucking disgusting, right? So he'll be serviceable as a character. He's got good moves. Now, Frost obviously can pop the Yegede up the wall. Sector, you've seen he does now 2 rockets instead of the 1 homing one. I don't know why. I don't know how that's a game changer, right? And then Ermac, you'll see, right? So Ermac comes out and he lights up a bomb, right? Now, originally, if you hit him, nothing happens, right? Like, the bomb doesn't go off. However, when you hit him when he's got the bomb, he runs off if you hit him, but the bomb still drops and then explodes, right? So they've made that change as well, okay? So, you know, yay, now the game is saved. And then all the wonderful powers that be out there, you know, all the people that really know more than the rest of us, they're going to be sitting in their podcast going, this is the game changer, this is so wonderful because they've done this and this is amazing because, you know, now they're really understanding almost a year fucking later, right, that the game we'll pay for is making some changes that they care about. Shut the fuck up, right? It's just garbage, okay? Now, his fatal blow isn't actually too shabby. I kind of like that. It's not too bad, right? And no doubt we're going to see some more gameplay come out once, you know, he shows up in Evo. We'll probably get a combat cast next week before he launches, because that'll be really exciting. Can't wait for that. That's going to be really, really cool. Anyway, so let me know what you think of Takeda. Like I said, like, he's fine, right? But like the other 2 MK characters were integral to the story. Takeda isn't, right? So it's just kind of strange, unless he's leading the charge story-wise into the expansion, right? That would make sense then, yeah? But he's serviceable. Like, he's doing everything he's meant to do. He's got, you know, fairly cool-looking special moves. He looks cool as a character. But something just feels kind of off. Kind of off. I don't know what it is. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Catch you next time.